Guys, how you doing? This is a video I've been getting a lot lately. People want to see my wood shop, so if you're ready, here we go. All right, here we are. Don't really know what you guys want to see, but I'll give you a little tour around and show you what I got. Maybe you'll want to build one for yourself. So let me turn you around and I'll show you what I have. Over here is something everybody wanted to see. It's a Nova 1624-44 because if you see here, I have a bed extension on it. You can see right there where it's split. So that makes it a 44 compared to a 24-inch capacity lathe. I have my Delta dust collection in the back, which isn't really much of a dust collection right now because I need to get more tubing and everything to run the other machines that I have. Over here we have all my lathe tools, and as you can see right here, I have my measurement stuff. And yes, you guys are going to say that these are crappy, but what I use these for is just a rough measurement, nothing specific. These are all used for specific diameters that I set up with my other calipers I have. And that is for inside diameters. I use those for scribing. So they are cheap and they're designed to get beat up. That's what I use them for. Faceplate, chuck, centers. This is my bottle making kit. Bottle stopper making kit. This down here is... This is my Forstner bit set. It is a cheap set. It is from Harbor Freight. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for saying Harbor Freight, but the reason I bought that is what I do use these for isn't anything that is all that critical. What I do is I take this, I put it in my chuck, put it in my tailstock, and I use it to hollow out. I don't use it for, a size or anything like that. I can tell you that this bigger one, I can use that to make a tenon, but I don't really do that because once my parts are on a lathe, I just turn the tenon on it because I already had to make the opening anyway. So, that is my lathe. And like I said, I have all my tools up there in my dust collection. I have my chainsaw down here. I use this for cutting up logs into bowl blanks. So that leads us around to this side over here. As you can see, I have a lot of different pieces of wood under here. This is probably going to be cut down into 2 shallow bowls. That's a big piece of pine that I'm going to use for bowls. I have a lot of cracking in these, or checking as they say, but I'm not really worried about that because anything that I have checks in, I will use for, I'll put colored acrylic in it, maybe night glow acrylic, so when somebody or even me gets it at night, the cracks will glow in the dark. It'll look pretty special. You can see that I have my grinder. This is what I use to sharpen all my lathe tools. So it's a typical 6-inch grinder. I should probably have an 8-inch grinder for lathe tools, but I don't have 8-inch grinder money. So these are all the different things that I use to make my coatings. The boiled linseed, the denatured alcohol, and the shellac all go in one because that's a burnished finish that I can use. So and that's what this is. You can see the shellac and also the boiled linseed oil in there. All I have to do is add a little bit more denatured alcohol, shake it up, put it on, turn up the speed, and burn it in. Kind of like you would burn in floors, the wax on floors. You know, I have, you know, rubber gloves, because you gotta have rubber gloves. I have this is my machinist drill index. As you can see, I have all numbered, lettered. These are your numbered drills, and then I have all my lettered drills. And they step up about every 15,000, so I can drill just about any size hole I need. I actually have 2 of these. I have another one in the house. These are my stops for my table saw, you know, to stop kickbacks, and then my guard so I don't cut myself. I normally don't use them. I probably should. And then up here I have my bin of just various tools. You know, I have my square, files, you know, a pair of shears, some garbage chisels that I just use for basic stuff. You know, pencils, a brush, you know, just all the little oddball stuff in here. So, and then here is all of my sandpaper. Sandpaper is not that exciting. As you can see in the bin, it's all my partially used stuff that I break off. So, that's kind of done right now. That's pretty easy. And then I have my 2 dead blow hammers. Vince, you're going to like this one. It's an East Wing. East Wing. East Wing. Yeah. That's Vince's favorite hammer. And then I have a smaller one. It's Pittsburgh. A lot of people frown upon Harbor Freight, but I really do like the Pittsburgh line of tools they have there. And then as you can see, I have round sanding discs because I don't want to spend $100 or $150 for a big disc sander. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to make this into a disc sander on the lathe. I'm going to build a platform and then I can sand whatever I have to. It's just going to be a platform that's going to cradle over the ways of the lathe. So, and then that will spin, I can sand. It's a cheap, easy way to do it. You buy the sanding pads, which you would need anyway, and a piece of plywood. I just turned it down to about the same size as the pad and we're good to go. I also have my micro mesh sanding pads. These go from 2,000 all the way up to 12,000 grit. These are the pads that I use to finish the acrylic shift knob that I made for Throb Nation. A hand plane. I actually have a hand plane. I do use hand tools. Everything isn't a power tool. This is a Buck Brothers. This one is really nice. It's off the same format as the original Stanley's. What else do we have in here?
Circular saw.
Yeah, I have a real old circular saw. It's a old Black & Decker. I have had, actually that was my dad's. I probably had that for about 15 years.
Miter saw.
Yeah, I have.
Same saw.
I consider this a chop saw because it doesn't really cut angles all that well. I mean, as you guys can tell, I like my Ryobi. So, it has a laser that works occasionally. I have my Ryobi shaping table, which I have the Ryobi 2 horsepower max router underneath. And then I have my rigid table saw that, as you can tell by the size of my shop, I can't leave it up because my shop is way too small. So the one thing I like about this is you can just release it and you're ready to go.
Pushing it the wrong way then.
I was hoping I could pick it up. But it does have wheels, so it does work really well. The one thing I really like about this is it has the extension table with a measuring tape on it. It has everything on board, so it works great. You have what you need to push your stock through. You have your fence, which I really like this fence. It locks in very well. You can see it. It moves the whole table. So the only thing is, if you have it locked in, you can't close the table back up. You just got to make sure that you unlock it. I have weights down here. I have my this is my Mr. Heater. It's a big buddy. This heater is safe for indoor use. When my power went out, this is the heater that I was using. This actually kept my house at about 72 degrees for the downstairs, so it worked really well. And you know, we need my shop for storage also, so we still have cushions out there. We have my fan for in the summertime. I have my big T-square over there.
I just want to point out, you are probably the only man that has curtains in your workshop.
That's not by choice. I would take them down. But I also don't like people to see in here to know what I have, so.
But yet, here we are with a video on YouTube.
Now I gotta put a security system on here.
Yeah.
Have
it up. What do we got up there?
Up here is, you know, storage. This is my outdoor storage stuff, I guess you could say. My fishing poles, my paddles and everything for the canoe, for the kayak. I have my LED lighting up here. A lot of people ask me how I power the shop. I honestly power it with one extension cord. I can't use a lot of stuff at once, but I mean, how many tools can you use at one time, right? If I ran power out here, I'd have to pay taxes on it. I don't have to pay taxes on it now, so woohoo! You can see over here, once again, I am a big fan of Ryobi. This is my Ryobi. It's a square oscillating sander. So I have that. And then I have my Ryobi air nailer. It's a brad nailer, which I really like. If you look at this wall over here, that is the main reason why I bought this, because that was all pallet wood. They're like 1x3, I think, or 3/4 by 3. I used this to put, I bought it specifically for that job, because I was not going to put all them little nails in there by myself. So I bought this and it worked great. My next thing is my hammer drill. A lot of people frown upon Ryobi, but I really love it. The next thing that I need for this is to make sure that I get a impact driver. So, and I know I have Ryobi, but I do use DeWalt bits. I love DeWalt bits. And then I also have a palm router for them little jobs that you don't need to pull out the big monster of a shaping table for. So that's kind of what I use that for, is all the like little roundovers and stuff like that. And then this is my table that I use for finishing, be it staining, or if I do an acrylic inlay, or just, you know, basic shellac, or if I have to veneer something. It's a basic workbench. So, you know, I made the shelving for in here, so that way I had a little bit of room. And that's really about it. Oh, wait. We forgot. All the clamps that I have. I really love Bessie clamps. These things are great. They have a real nice stop to them. I like the handles. They have a good face on them. They're a little bit thicker than the other ones. I also do have, you know, the Walt quick clamps. Come on. These work really well in certain instances. Like if I was just going to clamp something down to the table, I can just take it, open it, done, and I'm clamped. You know, rather than sliding that in and out. This makes it a little bit easier. So, I'm actually missing one of them. I think I have it in the house. So, that is my shop tour. This is my whole shop. If there's anything you guys want to see, let me know. And I can do a review on individual ones if you want. So, don't forget, if you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like the video, you can thumbs down. Doesn't really matter to me. Hopefully you guys like what I showed you. If you want to see any tool in use, leave it in the comments. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that little bell, that little notification bell. And there you go, guys. That's all I got. See you next time.